Very often in dealing with evaluation and evaluation issues, you're really hopeful that people are enthused and excited about that topic. And sometimes they're just not because they don't want to have that informed information, but for a host of reasons. So instead of people looking like this, very often, sometimes they're looking like this. And so the question for people when you're actually sold on the idea and you believe in using evaluation for continuous improvement purposes is, how do you get other people to buy into it as well? And here are a couple of things that you can do. One, the first item is in regards to make sure that you're really linking out the evaluation to a larger frame, making sure that it's linked to a greater mission or achievement. And that could be the larger mission of what a project is, or actually on a much larger scale, it could be linked to the mission of the organization as well. And that when that's linked to a mission and something bigger, then it's not feeling as though it's something extra and something that has to be added on top of everything else that has to be done. The other item that you can do too is do a stakeholder analysis. So one benefit of actual stakeholder analysis, and it doesn't have to be done in a highly formal way, it could be slightly informal, is understanding that every stakeholder has a stake. So every person who's invested has something that they want out of that, and they have slightly different perspectives. And so you may have the PI, the project owner, administrator, institutional researcher, program officer, or funder, and everyone has a different perspective. And so at least being very conscious of what their perspective and what they may want out of the evaluation is really helpful in regards to how do you frame that message. And while this sounds like a lot of extra work, really in practice, it's not. It's really just taking the perspective of the other person and helping to frame a message in that regards for them. The other piece I think is useful too is making sure to listen for pain points. Making sure that you find those moments that are quote unquote coachable or learning moments as well. So one of the ways that I think about this is, you've heard the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, I often tease and say, but you can't put salt in his hay. And so the idea is, once someone has salt in their hay, they're a little more thirsty for water. And the same idea, when there's some pain points with the project and helping to just show how evaluation could help in terms of addressing those pain points, it's much more likely to be able to be persuasive with why evaluations of value and why evaluation can help for continuous improvement purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there and see if there are any other questions. Madison, are there any other questions out there?
There is. Sorry. What other ways can you get folks to buy into evaluation, especially for continuous improvement?
Yeah. So I think there are, I will probably reiterate the first one in terms of mission alignment. I think in regards to making sure that you really are aligning what the purpose of that project is with the goals that that person has or the organization. I think that that's really key. Reiterating the stakeholder analysis would be another one that I would highlight. But I think another piece too is really understanding who influencers are and who the understanding who are individuals who can be persuasive, and really making sure that you gain buy-in for those individuals. Gaining buy-in from individuals who, if they're sold on continuous improvement, then other people would be sold on continuous improvement as well. But I think it's really important too that just having the experience of being able to use the evaluation for decision making and seeing how that feedback loop works. So seeing how you're not getting the outcomes that you really want, you use evaluation, you're using that feedback loop, and you're getting the outcomes that you want. That really, to me, also seems to be very persuasive. Kind of gaining experience with evaluation in that way, to know that it really does help and really does help to achieve your outcomes. So I think that we are pretty close to time here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I really hope you were able to get a lot of great information from this webinar experience. And you will receive an email with information on a survey. And if you can complete that survey, we would really appreciate it. We are interested in our own continuous improvement processes. And so would really like to have that feedback so that we can make sure that we're offering other resources that would be helpful for you all. So hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.